Shaker schools are also working with the Ohio Department of Education to develop a Mandarin curriculum for early elementary students. 2 more Chinese teachers came to Shaker the following year for this pioneer program.
It's interesting to note that the Asian Studies program has had such impact on our kids that we now have well over 30 of our students who live in Asia. We have well over 50 to 60 of our students who became Asian Studies majors in college. And so literally what we were able to do is turn kids on to Asia as both a people, a culture, a continent, a language base, and our kids have followed through. And then the kids who live in China or Japan, it's simply a culmination of a lot of our hopes and dreams of the course.
I think the thing that most helped me while I was in China was having a basic understanding of the culture, and even more than that, of the rapid change that was going on. I remember, if I could sum China up in one idea, is that it's really a place of contradiction. The country is growing so fast that it almost can't accommodate itself, and having an awareness of that before I went really helped me understand what I was seeing.
Interest in Asia extends into many disciplines at Shaker. For example, in 2006, the Visual Arts Department at Shaker Heights High School chose Asian art as the theme for its annual Spring Art Fair. Art students learned about the history and techniques of Asian art, then applied these principles to their own creative work. Student and faculty travel is another important element in fulfilling Shaker's mission of preparing students for a global and multicultural future. The high school has a long history of exchanges with sister schools in many countries. With the support of a special grant from the New York-based Freeman Foundation, the high school offers exchange programs with high schools in Shanghai, China, and in Takatori, Japan. Students and teachers from the Hebei International School in Beijing have visited as well.
3 years ago, we knew when we introduced more of China into the course that we wanted a sister school program in China. We were able to obtain the Shanghai Foreign Language School because we're literally Marjorie Williams of the Cleveland Museum of Art. Her contacts with the ambassador from China to the United States and his wife, who are graduates of the Shanghai Foreign Language School. They came, they interviewed, they saw Shaker, they loved what they saw, and we were able to develop a sister school relationship with them.
I think that the students' interest is growing. Also, you see, the motto of our school is to, through the culture, through the understanding of culture, so that we can learn more about the outside world, especially those English-speaking countries.
3 years after launching the exchange program with Shanghai Foreign Language School, and 1 year before the Beijing Olympics, Shaker's high school marching band traveled to China to perform in Beijing and Shanghai.
I finally saw kids my age, and I always thought that kids my age were also pretty much the same as the adults, and they're not. They're just like us. They're just like us. Cool hairstyles, you know, just they're teens still.
In America, I see everyone who just wear casual suits in schools, but you know, in China we have to wear a uniform. But today, when they play the instrument as a band, every one of them wear a uniform, and I think Americans do have some rules in some way.
We have an exchange school in Shanghai. We're working with a school in Beijing. We now have, at the moment, 3 teachers from mainland China working in our schools, teaching Mandarin to very young children and also at the high school. Just earlier this morning, I met with a group of students from the Hebei International School.
There is no doubt in my mind that every student in our high school is enriched because of this experience. and they all have varying degrees, but clearly an opportunity to be a part of the experience and to grow from it.
I think it's going to help me anyways, like just this experience to actually experience a new culture for a year or just for a week. Just gives you deeper impressions, and it opens your mind for what other people think, what other people's lives are like.
Shaker's band performed in 4 Chinese venues. One was a joint concert with students from a school in Beijing on a public shopping street.
1, 2.
Here we have this huge language barrier, and still, because music is universal around the world, they were able to catch on and learn the 3 cadences. And one of the most wonderful things to see was we were all in parade block getting ready to start our concert, and suddenly you hear coming from behind, we are all looking, what's that, what's that? And we hear a cadence, and it's so familiar because it's one of ours, except suddenly you turn around and you see this middle school band marching to that cadence and coming up, and it was their percussion players doing it. And that was a really I was so inspired, and it was amazing just to see that.
Shaker's band also performed at the Great Wall north of Beijing during high winds and a dust storm.
I just remember at one point looking back in my trumpet bell and seeing the reflection of there was a big wall vertical rising up behind us, and stairs which led up to the normal wall. And looking at my trumpet bell and seeing that reflected behind me and just thinking, wow, this is really cool.